let's go straight to this one. No sentiments. I want your top four predictions for next season. The season coming. Yes. Top four predictions. No sentiments. So, Franco, I'm going to start with you again.
Terrible, terrible. Um, you know, everyone's stronger. Everyone knows
Yeah.
what Slot does now. If you look at Arsenal, you know, if you have Saka fit for more, most of the season, that changes everything. If you look at each of the teams now, Man U have three excellent strikers they've bought really well. If they can win the ball in midfield, they'll be very dangerous. Chelsea have a young squad, but also a strong squad and very dangerous. Joao Pedro is an incredible signing for them. So you look around you, and you cannot forget that City is City. Their Pep's number two is a very very important signing for them, and they're going to be better as well. They won't be the same as last year. So, long story short, number one, Napoli, you're going to hate me, but
Okay.
I really think that if you keep everyone fit and you have a proper striker, I think your boys can do it this season. I think Arsenal won
Okay.
somewhere between Liverpool, Chelsea two, and then
Okay.
City four. But I think it can be close. I think it could be anywhere. Any of those four could be in any position. Honestly, I think it's going to be close.
Okay. Okay. Dr. Fab, top four. No sentiments.
I think honestly, without sentiment, I think people are underrating the transfer window Chelsea just had. I think for me, Chelsea is a favorite for the league. And the only reason I put them above Arsenal is because if I look at Arsenal, they have addressed most of the position. And Gokers is a good striker, but for the last 8 years or 6 years, every striker out of the Portuguese league have not done well out of the Portuguese league. If you look at Nunes, Jackson Martinez, Inter signed Taremi. Inter is one of my favorite teams, and the signed Taremi was banging in goals in the Portuguese league, went to the Italian league, was flopping. So if you look at the last 6, 8 years, tracing back to um, Jackson Martinez when he left Porto, um, none of those strikers have converted into a top striker leaving the Portuguese league. So I think that's my biggest fear for Gokeres. And that was the only reason I put Chelsea above Arsenal in my position of who's the favorite, right? I think that's the only position that's holding Arsenal back from seriously challenging, especially towards the end of the season. So I'll say Chelsea first. Then and this is just based on where we are right now.
Yeah.
You asked me back this when the transfer window closed, and I would probably give you a different answer. But where we are right now, I would say Chelsea is first, and in my opinion, the from there it is open ground for most of the people. So I would say um, Chelsea, City, if Rodri is fit, Liverpool, and sorry, Arsenal, and then Liverpool.
Okay. Chelsea, City, Arsenal, Liverpool. Liverpool
Yeah, that's
first.
yeah, that's where I'm seeing right now. Of course, like things could change between now and the end of the season. Like um Liverpool signing Isak, I think that would
Mhm.
change my opinion a lot on things. City signing both of Donnarumma and Rodrigo will change a lot of things in my opinion. But as of right now, where we are with the transfers we have right now, I think it is Chelsea, City, Arsenal, and Liverpool. But like I said, from Like Franco, I'm gonna echo what Franco said. It's gonna be very, very close, especially towards the end of the season. That last stretch of games, I think it's gonna be very, very close. If the transfer window ends the way it is right now, I feel like it's gonna be very close towards the end, and the difference is gonna be on defensive stability and those that convert their chances. But the margins is gonna be very slim. But for now, I think Chelsea are ahead based on the transfer window they've had.
Okay. Vera, top four.
Right. So, right for I'll go in the same order. For first position, I would have to say for me it's going to be Arsenal in my mind, and because I don't think there's no more excuse. I actually agree with Dr. Fab about the conversion from Portuguese league to Premiership not always being successful. But to me, that's not even an issue. I don't need Gokres to score 20 plus goals. He just needs to score more than we've ever had with a striker before. We've had no striker. So if these guys if you add even 10 extra goals to what we had last season, I think that should be enough to push us over the edge. Plus the backups we've now got to key players if they get injured. So to me, I'm going to back Arsenal for first. Second, I'm going to back Liverpool. And to be honest, I think Arsenal and Liverpool will be close to the end. Chelsea, my issue with Chelsea is that I don't think they've gelled as a team. I didn't think they gelled as a team last season. I think towards the end they came together. I think their form is up and down and they can be quite erratic at times. Now, yes, season starts now. God knows what these guys done in preseason. They might change. I will actually now go for Man City as third and Chelsea as fourth. So that would be my prediction as it stands now.
Okay. Andy, top four.
Yeah, thanks once more. I think we're going to have arguably the most interesting and most unpredictable season on record, right? I know you asked to do this without sentiment, but to be honest, I feel United will be a dark horse, right? I know it's difficult to say that we're going to challenge having finished 15th last season, but there were so many factors at play here. You can laugh all you want, Dr. Fab. I know your sentiments at the beginning, but to be honest, for top four, I think I've not heard a lot said about Liverpool, right? And I feel people are probably underestimating the strength of the window they've had so far. They've not even added Isak, but they've basically revamped their attack, right? And the defense. They've signed two rampaging fullbacks who are very good going forward and also, defending more of going forward. Actually, if you think about the seasons Frimpong has had with Leverkusen and how Kerkez performed for Bournemouth last season, I think folks had already given them the credit they deserve. So I feel that barring any sort of unmitigated disaster when it comes to injuries, right, and ill luck with calls and whatever variance factors you can think of here, Liverpool might be able to defend the league here. I mean, I hate to say this as a United fan, given the sort of rivalry we have going on, but for me, it's Liverpool number one. City, you can never write off because of Pep, right? He's almost cast himself in the same mold as Saf, being able to build and rebuild teams season after season. Last season was a blip, and I feel that if people basically think that would happen again, then they don't know anything about football. Pep is very good at reinventing himself. He's very good at changing, the way he sets his teams up, and that confounds the opposition. So I see him being able to do that again. So I'd say they finish second, and Arsenal finishes third, and Chelsea finishes fourth. And to be honest, I don't rate the transfer window Chelsea has had so far. Yeah, Pedro is good and all that, but how many non-penalty goals did he score while he was with Brighton? Right? I know he's been bang on form since the Club World Cup and also in the preseason games that he's had so far. But when the rubber hits the road again on Friday, it's a totally different ball game altogether, right? And he's not a very disciplined player. If you ask me, he's like Jackson. He tends to basically flare up and get unnecessary yellow cards and sometimes being sent off? Why was he transferred to Chelsea? He fought in training, right? And the club was having none of that and basically transfer listed him immediately, and Chelsea picked him up. I know you said top 4, but I feel that United could have the chance to break into that top 4. My own prediction is that we'll finish 5th, right? But I feel that if things basically go for us, coupled with the fact that we're not involved in Europe at all, then we might be able to break into the top 4.
Okay. Ekene, brief one.
Before Ekene goes, Blessing, I think we should increase it to top 5 because I think England now has 5 positions for Champions League, so I don't think it's fair.
Oh, yeah. True. Okay. So, Andy, you already gave us 5. Franco, your 5th slot.
Oh, this is difficult. I'm gonna be nice here, and I think Man U's signings could really shoot them back up. But they need a lot of things to go. They need a lot of things to go their way. They need Bruno to stay fit and not be a bad influence on the rest of the squad. And they need to keep some clean sheets because at the back of that defense is I still think a weak point for Man U. But I think they can rise. And if you compare to the likes of Newcastle, Aston Villa, some of the other clubs that did well last season, Notts Forest, I think all of them could be on a similar level, and it's just going to depend on a few things up and down. But I think you can see all of them being on a similar level.
Okay, so is Man U 5th for you? Okay, Dr. Fab, your 5th slot.
Both of them made a good argument for Man U, but I think my only issue with Man U is the defense. It's still have Maguire there and Onana at the post. So it's hard for me to see anything past that defense, except they make some defensive signing before the season is over. When I look at Maguire, Lindelof, and Onana as the back post, I think Man U needs some miracle to make in the top 5. And chief of them would be Martinez staying fit. I think is their best out and out center back. But I don't see it. I don't see it though. And also in midfield. Now, if they sign Baleba, that would help propel. Their midfield is Casemiro is older again. I personally, I don't see it. The attack is very good. I think they made some good attacking options. So because of those reasons, I cannot put mine in top 5 as of right now. Now, like I said, let's revisit this old discussion again when the transfer window have closed, and I gave a different opinion. But as of right now, with the signings that we have right now, and with Newcastle not selling Isak right now, I think Newcastle will still the better team, a little bit ahead of Man U, because they have a much more structure, and they have learned from previous seasons where they were trying to juggle the Champions League and the league. I think that was their biggest struggle the other season when they dropped out. So I think Newcastle are a little bit ahead, but like I said, right, this might change if they sell Isak to Liverpool. So right now I'll put Newcastle as 4th, but just ahead. I mean, as 5th, but just a little bit ahead of the rest of the other teams.
Okay, Vera, your 5th option.
Right. So when I look at the teams that finished from 5th to 9 last season, I think most of them actually are either the same or will be slightly weaker this season. But I still can't see. I don't see how Man U's jumping 10 positions to 5th. They've addressed some areas, but I can still see a lot of weaknesses, especially in their defense and their keeper. And unless they want to be playing the old school Newcastle, just go for glory, you score 5, we score 10 kind of football, I think they'll struggle. I think they will improve. Don't get me wrong. I don't think they're going to be anywhere near 15th by any chance. But to make top 5, I can't see it. If I was going to pick one team out of the ones from last season, I think the one that might be the most stable, despite I think they've lost a keeper, I think would be Villa. So I would say Villa up there. Because if Newcastle lose Isaac, I can see that be a big blow. Because depending on who they've been. So I can see them dropping quite a few positions if they don't have Isaac. But I think Villa might. So I'll say Villa. That would be my choice for now.
Okay. Ekene, back to you. Your top 5 predictions for the new season.
First of all, you are honored to be talking to a world champion. So
Can we stop this recording here? Please, I don't want to hear this.
Arsenal fans don't like me, but don't worry, I like you guys. I like you. Well, for me, I don't feel like Chelsea. Even if what do you say? Even if the coach says otherwise, but the pressure is not on Chelsea to go for the league title this season. The pressure is more on Liverpool, and in fact, the pressure is more on Arsenal because for the past 3 to 4 seasons they have been there or thereabout second place, pushing the first place. I think there was a time I was on podcast. I said that the season that Arsenal were supposed to win the league was that season they signed Declan Rice. I think that was 2 seasons ago. That was the best opportunity because after then, every club started to, strengthen. Liverpool got better. Chelsea's getting better. And there's a team everyone is overlooking when calling their top 5. Tottenham should be in the mix. I know it might seem, but with the new coach they signed, they should have a more stable defense. If you watch Thomas Frank at Brentford, you see that Brentford, we are so direct, and they had like this defensive solidity. Their defense was really solid. Aston Villa, I don't see them coming in. The overload of playing in the Europa League on Thursday nights and playing on Sunday might affect them per se. So I think that top 5, Newcastle, the same thing. They haven't signed a lot of quality players this season. Elanga, and today the news was they are going for Jacob Ramsey. Jacob Ramsey is a talented player, but does he improve the Newcastle team, the midfield? I don't think so. So Newcastle, well, might be there or thereabouts, but I see the dark horses that might challenge for the top 5 and push the top 5 all the way might be teams like Brighton. Their coach has another season, and they are flying under the radar how they normally do. If they sell Baleba to Manchester United, yeah, it might affect them. Baleba is a very good player for them. So for me, I think my top 5 should be Arsenal, Man City. Don't write them off. Never write Man City off, and Guardiola. He might come out this season blazing on all cylinders. So I feel like the top 3 should be between Man City, Arsenal, and Liverpool. Then Chelsea come in 4th place. But for me, I think that 4th place, the distance between the first 4 and the 5th team would be a wide gap. So Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, then probably coming into the top 4, I'll have Manchester United. They don't have Europe. It works for them. They just need to sign a quality goalkeeper and probably another centre back, and they might compete even for the top 4. They will push everybody so hard in the season. So Donnarumma is there for the taking. Amorim doesn't play out from the back, I don't think. She needs a good shot stopper. So I think Donnarumma at the post would massively improve Manchester United. So Manchester United should be there or thereabouts in 5th place. I think the battle there will be between Manchester United, Tottenham, and Brighton. Brighton, if they don't sell Baleba. But if they sell Baleba to Manchester United, that is automatic 5th place locked in for Manchester United, I believe.
Okay, so I will go last. My top 5 without sentiments. Liverpool, number 1, should win. Second place, Chelsea. Chelsea is one team I have my eyes on. I've said that lots of times. Chelsea or Arsenal. Arsenal, because they've actually strengthened all positions. Then Man City. I'll put Man City third. I never write off Pep. Actually, Man City is always either first or second for me, but next season I'm putting them third. And fourth. Okay, yeah, that's fourth. Okay. That's Liverpool, Chelsea or Arsenal, second, third. Man City comes next. And for fifth place, I'll give it to Manchester United or maybe Newcastle for Major League Man United. But it's tentative. I can change my predictions anyway.